anything having to do with law enforcement, basically, and they're able to call in anonymously and leave this information.
Detective Roy Bassett speaking about one of Lubbock PD's most powerful tools for the past 20 years. Crimeline, an anonymous phone line that takes tips from the public.
There's going to be many times where someone knows information about a crime or possibly was at the scene of a crime, and they fear retaliation if it's known that they called in about the crime.
Crimeline. Lots of concerned citizens wanting to give any clue that they can possibly find to help solve the case.
Meet Mary Trent, the person on the other end of the line. Mary takes up to 40 calls a day.
My role is I try and gather as much information from the caller as I possibly can, and then I pass the information on to the detective that's assigned to that case.
Mary hears everything from clues leading to hidden murder weapons to ex-girlfriends turning in someone wanted by the law.
If they're calling on a fugitive, I'll ask them what the person's name is and their date of birth. Yes, and the suspect's name? Okay, and date of birth?
Mary says the key to Crimeline's success is the anonymous factor.
We do not have caller ID, so there's no way for us to possibly know who's calling.
For more than 3 decades, Crimeline has represented justice for almost 3,700 Lubbock families. That's 3,700 cases solved from Crimeline tips.
I can't even put it into words. There's not a second in the day that goes by that I don't think about them.
Recently, it was a tip from Crimeline that helped police solve a 6-month-old murder mystery. Russell Baldry was shot off his motorcycle back in August of 2004. The missing clues led police to these 2 men, now charged with his murder. Crimeline not only helps put criminals behind bars, tips from callers have also helped obtain more than $2.5 million in stolen property, things such as televisions, computers, and guns, recovered with your help.
Well, it's pretty interesting because I get to know a lot of details about what's going on in the different cases that are happening in the community.
And no matter how small the bit of information may seem, Mary says it could be the missing piece of the puzzle.
So anything that anyone sees, no matter how unimportant they think it is, it can be very important to us, and I do encourage people to call Crimeline.